Breaking news for every Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipient in America. A major financial development tied directly to President Trump's tariff policies is circulating right now. And if you are on a fixed income, if you depend on a monthly check to pay your bills, buy your groceries, and keep the lights on, you need to hear every single word of this video before April 25th. Here's what people are talking about. There are reports and proposals circulating about potential tariff-related refunds or relief payments that could find their way to low-income Americans, seniors, and Social Security recipients. The dates, the amounts, and the eligibility rules are causing serious confusion right now. And when there's confusion around money, especially money that affects your household budget, you can't afford to guess. So in the next few minutes, I am going to break down exactly what is being said, who could qualify, what amounts are being discussed, and most importantly, what you need to do right now to make sure you don't miss out on anything you may be entitled to. Stay with me. Do not click away. This one is important. Welcome back. And if you are new here, welcome to this channel. This channel exists for one reason and one reason only: to make sure that Social Security recipients, SSI beneficiaries, SSDI recipients, seniors, retirees, and low-income Americans never get left behind when it comes to understanding their money, their benefits, and their rights. We do not use fancy language. We do not talk in circles. We speak plainly because you deserve straight answers. We cover Social Security payment schedules. We cover COLA updates. We cover policy changes that affect your monthly check. And when something new comes up, like what's happening right now with these tariff discussions, we bring it to you first, clearly and honestly. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, I want to ask you to do that right now. Just hit the subscribe button below this video. It takes 2 seconds, and it means you'll never miss an update that could protect your income, your benefits, or your household budget. Now let's get into it, because what's being discussed around April 25th and these so-called tariff refunds has created a lot of noise online, and I want to cut through all of it and give you exactly what you need to know. Let's start at the beginning. What is a tariff and why does it matter to you? A tariff is a tax, plain and simple. When the United States government places a tariff on goods coming in from another country, unlike China or Canada or Mexico, it means companies that import those goods have to pay a fee to bring them into the country. Now, here's what most people don't realize. Those companies don't just absorb that cost. They pass it along, they pass it to retailers, retailers pass it to stores, and stores pass it to you, the consumer, in the form of higher prices. So when President Trump announced sweeping new tariffs on a wide range of imported goods, economists, consumer advocates, and everyday Americans started asking the same question. What is this going to mean for people who are already on tight budgets? What is this going to mean for seniors on fixed incomes? What does it mean for someone who gets $800 or $900 or $100 a month from Social Security and now has to stretch that money even further at the grocery store and the pharmacy? That is the reality that millions of Social Security and SSI recipients are living in right now. And the conversation about tariff refunds, sometimes called tariff rebates or tariff relief payments, or even a tariff dividend, grew directly out of that concern. So what exactly is being proposed or discussed? There have been serious conversations at the policy level about mechanisms to return tariff revenue collected by the federal government back to American households. The idea is this: if tariffs generate billions of dollars in revenue for the government, some of that money could be redistributed to lower-income Americans to offset the higher costs they are now paying. Some proposals have framed this as a direct payment, a check or a direct deposit sent to qualifying households. Other versions have discussed it as a tax credit. Some have talked about it as a benefit supplement. The number April 25th has been mentioned in public discussions as a date connected to tariff policy announcements, potential rollouts of relief mechanisms, or scheduled reviews of tariff impacts on low-income households. Now, I want to be very clear with you, and this is important. As of right now, there is no single confirmed, finalized federal program called a Trump tariff refund with a fixed payment amount and a set April 25th disbursement date locked in for Social Security or SSI recipients. What we have is a serious, ongoing policy conversation. We have real proposals on the table. We have real urgency from consumer groups and advocacy organizations. And we have a lot of Americans, including many of you watching this right now, who are asking what is real and what is rumor. So let me walk you through what is credible. Who is being discussed in terms of eligibility and what amounts have been floated? Who would qualify based on current discussions? The conversations around tariff relief have consistently pointed toward low-income Americans and fixed-income households as the primary target population. That includes Social Security retirement recipients, particularly those with lower monthly benefit amounts. SSI recipients, supplemental security income, is specifically for people with very limited income and resources, and this group has been consistently mentioned in tariff relief discussions because they are among the most directly impacted by rising consumer prices. SSDI recipients, Social Security disability insurance beneficiaries who are living on fixed monthly payments and have little ability to absorb price increases. Low-income seniors, particularly those living alone, those who do not receive pension income, and those whose Social Security benefit is their only or primary source of income. Veterans on fixed income benefits have also been mentioned in some policy discussions. Medicaid recipients and individuals receiving other means-tested federal benefits have come up in the conversation as well. The common thread is this: if you are already living close to the financial edge, if a 10% increase in grocery prices means you have to make a choice between food and medication, you are in the group of people that these proposals are designed to protect. What amounts have been discussed? This is where it gets a little complicated, because the numbers vary depending on which proposal you're looking at. Some proposals have discussed payments in the range of $200 to $400 as a one-time relief payment. Others have modeled larger amounts, in some cases up to $1,000 for qualifying households, based on estimated tariff burden on low-income families. There have also been discussions about ongoing monthly supplements, structured similarly to the Social Security COLA adjustment, that would be tied to tariff-related price increases in essential goods categories: food, medicine, and household supplies. Some economists who study trade policy have proposed what they call a tariff dividend model, where a portion of all tariff revenue collected is divided equally among American citizens or qualifying residents and distributed either monthly or annually. Under some of those models, an individual on SSI could receive between $600 and $100 to $200 over the course of a year, paid in monthly installments. Again, these are proposals, these are discussions, these are the numbers being talked about. I am not telling you that a check is already in the mail. I am telling you what is being proposed, because you deserve to know what is in the conversation that affects your life. Let me give you a real-world scenario so this feels concrete. Imagine you are 71 years old. You live alone in a one-bedroom apartment. Your Social Security check is $1,050 a month. You've been receiving that same check for several years. You budget carefully, you clip coupons, you shop the sales. But in the last 12 months, the price of the things you buy every single week has gone up. Your eggs cost more, your bread costs more, your medications, even the ones you've been buying for years, have gone up in price because the ingredients or packaging come from overseas. Your utility bills have crept up too, you haven't gotten a raise. Your Social Security COLA this year helped a little, but it didn't keep up with everything, and now you're hearing about tariffs, a word that sounds complicated and distant. But the impact of those tariffs is sitting right there in your grocery cart every single week. A tariff relief payment of $300, $400, or $500 to you is not an abstract policy number. That is 3 weeks of groceries. That is 2 months of a prescription copay. That is the peace of mind of knowing your electric bill is covered. That is why this matters. That is why people are watching this video. And that is why we are going to keep following this story and bring you every update as it develops. Now let's talk about the timeline. April 25th has been cited in several contexts related to tariff policy. There are scheduled reviews of tariff impacts. There are legislative discussions that have milestone dates in late April. Some advocacy groups have pointed to April 25th as a target date for announcing relief measures tied to tariff revenue. Whether April 25th becomes the date of a major announcement, a payment rollout, or a policy decision that clears the way for future relief payments, we are watching it closely. What I can tell you is that the momentum behind tariff relief for low-income Americans is real. The economic pressure is real. The political conversation is real. And the need for you and for millions of people like you is absolutely real. How would payments be distributed if and when a program is finalized? Based on how similar programs have worked in the past, including economic impact payments during COVID, the most likely distribution method would be direct deposit to the bank account already on file with Social Security or the IRS. Paper check mailed to your address on file if you do not have direct deposit set up. In some cases, payments to SSI and SSDI recipients have been routed through the Social Security Administration directly, using the same systems that deliver your monthly benefit. This is important. If your banking information is out of date with Social Security or the IRS, you could experience a delay in receiving any payment. We'll talk about what you should do about that in just a moment. Now I want to spend a few minutes talking to you directly about what you should do and what you should watch out for. First, protect yourself from scams. Anytime there is a news story about government payments, stimulus checks, benefit increases, tariff refunds, scammers show up. They send fake text messages. They make phone calls pretending to be from Social Security or the IRS. They set up fake websites. Please hear me on this. The government will never call you and ask for your Social Security number, your bank account number, or any personal information in exchange for a payment. If someone calls you, texts you, or emails you asking for that information in connection with a tariff refund or any government payment, hang up. Do not respond. Do not click any link. Any legitimate payment from the government will come through official channels, the SSA website, the IRS website, or mail sent directly to your address on file. Second, make sure your information is current. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov and verify that your mailing address and direct deposit information are up to date. If you don't have an online account, you can call the SSA at 1-800-772-1213 to verify your information. If your address has changed recently and you haven't updated it, do that today, not tomorrow. Today. Because when relief payments are distributed, they go to the address and account information already on file. Third, budget for the transition period. We don't know exactly when or how much any tariff-related payment will be. What we do know is that prices are higher right now, and they may stay elevated for some time regardless of what happens at the policy level. Think carefully about your essential expenses for the next 30 to 60 days. Groceries, medications, utilities, rent, or mortgage. If you can reduce spending in any non-essential areas right now, that gives you a cushion. It gives you flexibility. Even a small savings buffer, $50 or $100 set aside, can make a real difference if an unexpected expense comes up while you're waiting to see what happens with tariff relief. Fourth, stay informed through trusted sources. Follow along here on this channel. We will update you the moment there is confirmed information about any tariff relief program, eligibility requirements, payment amounts, or distribution timelines. You can also check ssa.gov directly for any official Social Security-related announcements, and irs.gov for any tax-related relief information. Do not rely on social media rumors, WhatsApp forwards, or unverified websites for this information. The misinformation around Social Security payments and government relief is widespread, and acting on bad information can hurt you. Fifth, know your rights. If you receive SSI or SSDI, any one-time relief payment that is classified as a tax rebate or tariff dividend should not count against your SSI resource limit. This is a critical detail because SSI recipients have strict limits on how much money they can have in a bank account at one time. In the past, stimulus-style payments have been structured specifically to avoid counting as income or resources for SSI purposes. That is something advocates and legislators are aware of, and it is something they will likely address in the design of any tariff relief program. But stay alert to this. If any payment you receive causes concern about your SSI eligibility, contact the Social Security Administration immediately to clarify how that payment should be treated. And sixth, don't panic. But don't ignore this either. Some people will hear this video and feel anxious. I understand that. When you're on a fixed income and the rules are changing around you, it can feel scary. But I want you to approach this with calm and with confidence. You have options. You have information. You have this channel watching these developments on your behalf. And whatever comes next, you will be prepared for it. That is the goal. Not fear, preparedness. Before I wrap up, I want to say something directly to you. If you found this video helpful, if it gave you clarity on something that was confusing, or if it helped you feel a little more prepared for what's ahead, please take 5 seconds right now and hit the subscribe button. This channel is your resource. It's not for entertainment. It's not just content. It is a lifeline of information for people who depend on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI to survive. When a new payment schedule drops, you'll hear it here. When a COLA adjustment is announced, you'll hear it here. When policy changes affect your benefits, including anything new on tariff relief, you will hear it here first. Subscribing is free. It costs you nothing. But it could be worth a lot, because the next update we post might be the one that saves you from missing a payment, avoids a penalty, or helps you claim money you didn't even know you were entitled to. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you get alerted when we post. And if you know someone, a parent, a sibling, a neighbor, a friend, who is on Social Security or SSI or SSDI, please share this video with them right now. They deserve to know this information just as much as you do. And sharing takes 2 seconds. Thank you for trusting this channel with your time. It means everything. Let's keep going. Let's bring it all together. Here's what we know. President Trump's tariff policies have created real financial pressure on low-income Americans, including Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients, through higher prices on everyday goods. There are active policy discussions and proposals about returning tariff revenue to American households in the form of relief payments, rebates, or supplements. The date of April 25th has come up in connection with tariff policy timelines and potential announcements. Proposed payment amounts have ranged from $200 on the low end to over $1,000 in some annual models. No final program has been confirmed as of now, but the conversation is real, the need is real, and we are watching it closely. If a program is finalized, the most likely recipients will be SSI recipients, low-income Social Security beneficiaries, SSDI recipients, and other fixed-income Americans. To protect yourself right now, keep your SSA information current, watch out for scams, budget carefully for the next 30 to 60 days, and stay tuned to trusted sources, including this channel, for confirmed updates. You are not alone in this. Millions of Americans are in the same position you are in, watching, waiting, and working hard to stay on top of changes that affect their financial lives. And this channel will be right here, doing the work so you don't have to do it alone. Take care of yourself, stay informed, and we will see you in the next video.